English.
what needs to happen.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's
So
it's been neat, and I would say that she has a distinct advantage over some of our other ELL students is that I think that she is on grade level in her country, that she was highly educated in her country.
Great.
And so, and we've had some ELL students come in that had not been in school before, and then trying to learn a language plus trying to learn content in something they had no idea about. I see with her that she does get it once it's been translated for her. Don't you see that with her?
Yeah. But, we don't always tell her not to try. Like, if we're giving notes in class and they're on the Elmo, she will try to take the notes down.
She's
And
doing
she will do the little drawings and the pictures that we ask the kids to put with that to help with clarification. So she will make the attempt with things like that as much as she can. But sometimes when it's more fast-paced, or if it's something they're supposed to be getting out of a video, that's when she needs some of those additional backup supports. Otherwise, she's just watching, but she doesn't know what she's supposed to be getting out of it.
get out of it.
So
I
that's
noticed
where the
that
translated
for me
working
today,
with me helps.
I was trying to make an explanation, and Ian was gone, and I just wanted to point this out, is that we were talking about if the moon left and what would happen to Earth. And I went over and I got my globe and I got my moon, and I showed it to the kids, and I thought, it's just as simple as that, because I was thinking back to that video that we originally watched. We had no idea what the woman said until she started holding up props, and I thought, darn it, I know we have props, so I tried to do that too. But that wasn't with this, but was kind of with this particular.
What other things did you do besides Google? Did you use any other props or pictures that day with the kids?
Well, Windows to the Universe is in Spanish also.
Oh yeah.
And so that's where we guide them quite often for the Spanish version. And then they can read, we can get them to the certain page, and then they can read, so they have that understanding of what, because all we were doing was this activity.
Yeah.
They had it translated, or the male student was helping translate, but she had hers translated.
I sent it to her the night before.
Yeah.
So
And
she
she
had a chance to
translated.
try and look at that before.
And then they could go to the Windows to the Universe site, which is in Spanish, and then she was able to look things up that way. So,
You said that you were finding keywords in the video. One thing I've started doing, I had a deaf student a couple years ago, and I started using the subtitles in English, but I still use them all the time, even now when I have, regular ed students and so on. And I think it helps to have just those words with some of the videos that we show and so on as well. So even if you weren't able to be with her, and even if they're not in Spanish, sometimes just having those subtitles,
well,
and it'll help, it might help them, but it might help other kids that are reg ed as well.
right. I have a question on that. So, like on YouTube or anything like that, can you
You
get
can't do
subtitles?
the YouTube ones because those are make believe. They do funny
Okay.
things. There are there are some education channels I think that are actual, but the
Like the
subtitles on
History
YouTube.
Channel?
Yeah, but even those, if you're watching it through YouTube, they're not. They're just a bunch of gobbledygook. You have to go through the actual History
Right.
Channel to get those.
Well, that's
the
where
videos.
that's
that we
the link
have.
I put
Yeah.
on was the History Channel link for that particular video that we watched.
I also have found that a lot of our videos have transcripts too. And
Yes.
sometimes I'll save this transcript as a PDF and then just put that on the website.
Yes, and we did that a couple times
We did
for
first semester.
last year also for John.
Oh yeah.
And that helped a ton for him, is that he was able to, because we'd always have the kids take notes when he couldn't do that, couldn't do both. So we'd give him the transcript afterwards, and then he could make his notes on that for reading that. So.
Since we've been talking about YouTube, I sometimes make my own videos, and I'm very cognizant that some of my ELL students will need the critical vocabulary. So while I might speak through the YouTube for a 2-minute video, I'll either have on a board or on a sheet of paper, or if I didn't put it in the actual video, I'll just write it on a sheet of paper and put it by the student, point out those key words, because that's usually what it takes to put the pictures on the video to a concept that they can look up in their native
Exactly, and
language.
we've tried that on other things, is to look at possible vocabulary. We don't do, I don't do it as well as I should, but when we do notes, and I do structured notes with most of my students, well, with all my students, because they need to learn how to take notes. And I'll quite often, I'll underline the key term, and allow them to, do bullets and stuff like that. So,
Little drawings for added
well,
interpretation or benefit later on to go
Okay.
back and review and to see it that way too.
and
So
you guys
it's
have seen
visual.
my notes. I draw pictures all the time. Deanna draws pictures in our notes. So,
So what else from this lesson do you guys want to talk about?
Well, I wish I could say we had had the time to get through all of it. Even in the groups, we have some groups who were able to scoot through it a lot faster. Their skills are at a different level. It just takes longer to get through some of these because by the time
all the
they
students in that classroom.
in
It
this
took longer.
particular one.
Yeah.
So they may not have gotten as far, but I think some of the areas that they were able to complete, I think they were
Well, and I'll tell
understanding.
you that, they have that writing portion, and a lot of the students, still aren't quite sure what a paragraph is, but, we got an answer, and I haven't had a chance to read these yet, but it seems that, I think it went, when we talked about how we broke it up into our groups, I think that went extremely well. Gave some, and I know it's not an ELL student, but it was a student that could have started the school year going either way. Could have been a good student. I think he wanted to be a good student, but wasn't sure of the skills. And last semester he was paired with someone that was a good student or a knowledgeable student, let's put it that way. This semester he doesn't have that person with him, but by talking to him, we're putting him into a leadership role. And to see that yesterday was incredible because I had said, now I need you to step up like you did last semester, but I need you to help a new student that's a lower student. So, and I'm sorry, I know we're supposed to be focusing on ELL, but it gets kind of
They get
blurred. The
blended.
lines get blurred because a lot of our ELL students are also special needs students, and so the lines do blur because they all
But what you
basically
do
have
for
the
one is
same
going to work
levels.
with
Yes.
any of them. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if you're doing this.
Even the kids that are the regular kids.
Right. Right.
They can still benefit from all the.
Right. Exactly.
And just a thought that comes to mind is I know density is a pretty critical component of this lesson about planets. And I know that from prior experience, we all, we have somewhere a lesson about density, whether it's similar size volume things that are different masses. With this particular one, I used a pop bottle with about 1/4 sand, about 2/3 water, and the rest filled with air. But they shake it up and let it settle out. So we talk about the role of gravity. They can see the role of different materials will settle out in different ways, no matter which way you set that bottle down. The solids end up on the bottom, the liquids and the gases.
And that, all that stuff is coming on that gorgeous through time CD.
Exactly.
Pretty much in a similar sequence.
Yep.
you
Similar to
described.
that. We're going to go
So
density next.
really reinforcing, I've been reinforcing, because I'm a few days ahead of you guys, the concepts that we're getting at in our goal here of terrestrial versus gaseous, and it keeps coming up because
Exactly. Well, and
Did you do those?
we should probably stop our video, I think.
yeah, I think we're good.